Hey guys, this is Jessica. Welcome back to my channel, The Retro Farmhouse. It's a sunny day out here, obviously. I've got my head shaded a little bit. I'm going to show you a really simple way to make some garden raised beds just with some leftover fence pickets that I had. Also, you can do this with new fence pickets that you can buy from like a big box department store. So let's get into doing today's project and I'll show you how I did these. So for the materials that I'm using to make my raised garden beds, I am using these salvaged fence boards. These are actually cedar fence boards that I got for free. What I suggest to use when you're doing any type of garden boxes or anything like that, you want to use materials that don't have any kind of pressure treated chemicals or anything like that that's used, because that can definitely seep down into your soil. So these are actually cedar boards and I really love their aged look that they have on them. So I wanted to end up making several of these to put beside of our in-ground garden bed. So these are actually going to be measured out at 60 inches by 36 inches. And I ended up doing 4 of the 60-inch boards and 4 of the 36-inch boards. And as you can see here, some of the edges are really rough, and I just kind of put all of those together and I cut off a straight piece. That way I could get rid of that kind of junky edge and have a nice clean edge on all sides. Because I had some leftover pieces from where I cut my 60-inch boards, since my boards were 6 feet long, I used the edge pieces or just some leftover pieces to make 4 more boards at 10 inches long. And what these are going to do is these are going to add extra supports to the inside of the boxes once I connect 2 of my boxes on top of each other. For my next step, I'm just adding some screws into each side of my boards here so that I can create my first and second layers for my box. And I do recommend, since these are going to be outside, that you use some sort of outside screw. That way these don't end up rusting or disintegrating from the weather. Now I'm just going to take my boxes and stack one on top of the other, making sure that they match up on the corners. And ideally, if you are planting something like herbs or something that doesn't need to have much depth, you can just use one of these boxes, as you'll see in later part of my video. And it works perfectly well using it with just one. To attach both of them together, I'm going to take my 10-inch board and I'm going to insert that on the inside and drill about 4 screws. I like to put my screws in a diagonal pattern. I feel like that makes it hold better. I usually just do it on the long sides. Most certainly you could cut 4 more of these and have a total of 8 in them to put them at each of the corners. But I find that mine hold up just as easy with just doing the 4 of them. Currently this area right here is where we're going to be putting an in-ground garden bed, and for right now we've just kind of covered that to deter any type of weeds or anything until we're ready to plow this. And I just wanted to show you a little bit of our other garden area beds. These are made from some leftover tin that we got and a few of the cheap tin that we found on Facebook Marketplace. And I just kind of created the sides with this, and then also used either some old reclaimed wood that I had left over from our barn, or just some of the cedar fence pickets that we had as well. And that really helped to kind of create a neat little structure. And also I was able to just do a smaller box for some of my herb garden with just applying 4 of the cedar fence pickets together. Thank you guys again for coming along on today's video. Hope you enjoyed learning how to make your own DIY garden boxes. And also don't forget, if you all haven't checked out my last video, we are giving away some products from Arteza. Don't forget to go on my last video and you'll see in the description box how you guys can enter that. And stay tuned for some more of our DIYs.